Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Because I'm doing well, having a wonderful day on this 25th, 26th September 25. It is 2 a.m. 2 in the morning. Okay, so doing well. Like I'm saying, we're still doing the good place. Right? It didn't leave Netflix. It will leave Netflix in an hour. However, we have a little bit of problem. I did my best to upload to free up some space. We got 36 minutes left. Now we are recording the tower in the background, so I think I have like 25 minutes, 30 minutes left. By the time that I post, by the time that I delete what I post, this one is almost full. This one is full, so I will not be able to finish it. However, we watched season 4 till episode 7. So far it's actually pretty good. I'm gonna do what I can do. If I'm finished with season 3, I'll be super happy. I'll try to find a way to watch it tomorrow morning to finish it. I am exhausted, as you can see, but we only have like 25 minutes to do. So let's go, baby. Am I pissed at myself? We'll talk about it tomorrow, but it's a shame. Today I had the whole day to do it, right? And I was like, okay, well, we're doing good. And I took some break. Did I take 2 hours of break? No. Did I take an hour break? Yes. An hour would have changed a lot. I was just enough to realize that. So there you go. We got the Janet. So we still have the same thing that we were talking about. The reason why I had to go to get it is because right now we're at season 4, episode 8. So we had the 2 portal, and this is how they calculate everything. This is still nice because in the void, Shitty is still giving.
In a chain that together form a single self. If I can't remember what happened, because it happened to a Chidi from another timeline, it's not a unified me.
There you go. So Shitty talks about timeline here, and how timeline are, and this is kind of cool because the concept of timeline is very scientific, right? However, it's also quite spiritual. This is so weird because I'm not doing an intro. So it feels like we're starting out of nowhere, but we're starting out of somewhere that's very specific. What Shitty is talking here, and this is not mentioned in the show, but this is logically speaking, spiritually speaking. We're talking about reincarnation, but we're also talking about this one, right? What's super important is if the soul and stuff, right? If a person is kind, and their soul is kind, and their soul is safe, and there is a reincarnation in the reborn, right? Are you automatically a nice person, or is it a conscious choice that you're making? And the reincarnation process, or the soul itself, is also great because your body, you don't choose it, right? Your mind is possibly a result of your experiences, also a result of your surrounding nature versus nurture. The soul is what makes you you. It's what irks you, what makes you special. See, the same thing, this is amazing. You take 2 kids, right? And this is the theory behind it. You take 2 kids, and they have the same parent, they grew up in the same house, they had the same friend, because they're twins. And they're completely different. They're similar, but they're completely different. What changed? The soul changed, right? So this is kind of cool. And I do like the fact that Jason is that dumb because he asked you a question.
Remember doing something doesn't mean you didn't do it. I have no idea how it happened, but there's definitely a tattoo on my butt that says Jason. That brings us to Derek Carpet. It does. Carpet said, even if I have memories from an earlier time, that doesn't necessarily mean it was me. After all, if my brain was split in 2 and
so this is more complex. However, there is a part here where they talk about the example of a person, which is John Locke. And if you know Lost, you know John Locke.
Which one is me? All I know is that other Chidi doesn't exist anymore, and this one does. So this must be the real Chidi. And all I know is that you're just barfing Wikipedia all over everyone to avoid talking about your feelings. Let's talk about David.
This is nice. And I know it's pissed at Chidi because, again, it's not really working. So Michael and Janet are asking the accountant and say, hey, this is quite complex, right? What is going on? And then the accountant reveals that, yeah, nobody has been into good place in 500 years. So they're like, okay, well, the system is possibly flawed.
And it's giving me the worst headache.
You know?
Okay, here's a question.
And this is amazing. This is amazing because they choose Doug Forsyth. Doug Forsyth is who is the guy from the first season. And the guy for the first season. And Doug Forsyth literally has a mushroom or mush overdose, and you see the afterlife perfectly, right? So that changed his entire life, right? And you saw him, and this is a brilliant, because you cannot say Doug forced it, and there's a reason for that, but the ultimate reason is what happened after. So what happened after is, okay, well, we saw this guy, and because we saw this guy, we're able to say, okay, well, how can I put this in word? We have the perfect example of the perfect human, or the perfect embodiment of I'm doing the right thing to go to the good place, right? And you go to the accountant and say, yeah, Doug Forsyth is not getting in. And this is crazy because this is so cool. So in the first season, and this is really like in between. In the first season, you see a picture of a young Doug Forsyth, and and here you're talking about a older Doug Forsyth, right? Now you don't need to know the age; you just need to know that there's a lot of time that passed, right? Let's say that the Doug Forsyth in the picture, right, was 30 years old. 30 years old, 32. I'm 32 years old. Let's say he's 32 years old, and the guy that's in there is late 50s, late beginning of their 60s, right? Because he's still in shape. So you take the 30 years old and you give him 60, and that's about 30 years. So he's been improving himself for 30 years, barely living, getting bullied by a kid. Yeah, that touched my heart, my soul, my shitty soul. And he's not close. So then and this is kind of important because Michael, this is so complex because Michael is facing the reality of the current, right? The current timeline. And he said, well, if Doug Forsyth is not going there, my guys have absolutely no chance, right? And this is kind of crazy because when you think about it, I don't like this because when I'm sitting down, so this one is not there's no back chair. So when I'm sitting down, it slips, and this is going here and strangling me, which I don't like. Or I'm just tired and I'm going insane. That's more likely. This is kind of cool because Doug Forsyth is the representation of current, right? So Michael, he goes in and said, okay, well, if he's not going in, my four are not going in, right? And this is kind of cool because Michael was in the first season saying all of these people deserve to be here. Then he went to like, okay, well, they are improving, so maybe they don't belong here. To the third season, which is this one, which means, okay, well, we know that they're able to do great stuff. Now, if I give them back their life, are they still going to be doing that great stuff? Right? So this is the current. And then if Doug is not going in, it's not going in. However, this is kind of cool. This is kind of insane as a concept in itself. Because as a concept in itself, you're asking Michael, did you even think about the possibility of them going to the good place? You said them improving, but you never ask yourself, is that enough? And because you never asked yourself if that was enough, you never thought that it might not be enough. You didn't think that it might never be enough. And then, see, this is insane. This is really smart because the motivation of Eleanor for going to the good place, she started changing. She started doing action, and then her points didn't change because her motivation for doing so were wrong. Right? Right. Cool. So these four people have better points, a better score, because they're becoming nicer and nicer and nicer and nicer, and their motivation is, if there's a good place, I'm going to go, but if there's not, it still is rewarding to be a good person, right? Now, here's a crazy thing. Motivation is good, right? However, if you learn that there's no chance in hell that they go to the good place, will they still be acting? No, the motivation isn't that, but the demotivation, the opposite, the discouraging factor that they're never gonna get there. Is that enough to overbalance? I'm exhausted. I don't make sense, but is it enough to overbalance the good, right? There's a really cool thing. So it's in Sandman. So you take a balance, right? And you put a feather, right? And you put the human heart. He said, if your heart is pure, it should weigh as much as a feather, right? And this is kind of insane because if your heart is pure, if your heart is too pure, it weighs less. So yeah, you have to be perfect, right? The perfect human being. You're telling me that my heart has to be a feather, and it seems impossible. Does it change my reaction? Am I still trying? I don't know. Okay, let's go because we have 20 minutes, and after that, I'm gonna have to. I don't think am I close to uploading it? Because if I am, we're still good. We got 6 gig out of 13. Okay, possible. I don't think so, but it's possible. And even if I deleted TikTok, it's gonna take me 3. It gave me 3 gigs. So this is super cool. So then we have the reality. We have Jason, and Shitty says, "Yo, what's going on. And then Shitty tells him that Eleanor saw they were together, and this is kind of crazy because this is kind of emotional. So you was talking about how this is the me Shitty, right? There's other Shitty in the world, and I have those memories, but it's not me. I'm not the real Shitty, right? So then what he's trying to say also is because I fell in love with Eleanor in this past doesn't mean that I have to fall in love with Eleanor. Doesn't mean that is a certainty. However, Eleanor is convinced because she saw that this is the right course of action. Shitty doesn't. But you understand both. You saw she saw Eleanor and says, well, this is the best possible scenario. So there's also the timelines. This timeline is better than the other. And Eleanor sees that this is the best timeline. But she just says, I don't want you to be in love with me because you think that you have to. You should be in love with me for who I am. For the Shitty of the present. Not the Shitty in another timeline. Which makes sense. So there you go. This is super nice. You're gonna have a problem. When you're tired, your body shut down. So there you go. There's this page where you see the complete thought process of Janet, and this is kind of cool because it's all the memories, all the knowledge. So this is like a Google page, but for Janet. And then Jason wants cartoon. He said he wants Jason cartoon. But then they see that Jason, and they reveal that Janet's in love with Jason. Now this is important because Jason doesn't remember her being in love. This is also important because you knowing that she's in love with you doesn't change how you feel. Because Jason was with Tahani, then he was with Janet, then he was with Tahani, and then he was with Janet, right? And the fact that she still loves him, it's like, okay, well, maybe that could work. There's literally this is super super nice because the people are fucking in the void. You're seeing that Janet is in a bad position. See, Shitty, no, Eleanor, she's transforming. She's transforming because she's questioning everything, and because she's transforming everything, it's kind of cool because it's nuts because she's in the void, right? So the void in itself is nothing. So Eleanor forgets who she is. She forgets what's going on. Because she forgets what she is or who she is, she continuously changed people. Because she changed people, she is a glitch. She is a change, which is destroying Janet from the inside. So this is basically it. And then Shitty reminds her that she's Eleanor, and it doesn't work. And then he kissed her because he said, I love you too. And then she remembered that she's in love. Now, that feeling of love repair all. And you see literally repairing the void. So this is kind of cool. Now, ultimately speaking, it feels kind of forced because, again, are you truly in love or you were trying to save her, right? And Shitty is a white knight. So there you go. So this is super, super cool. This is super cool because Shitty falls in love with Eleanor. And see, this is kind of like, this is such a bad thing, but it's such a good thing in itself. It's a horrible thing because, how many times has Shitty and Eleanor fell in love? It's quite repetitive, right? However, you always have the excuse of this version of Shitty and this version of Eleanor never fell in love again. Now, at the same time, this version of Eleanor, this version of Shitty has been going on for a while. Eleanor has been in love with Shitty for a while, but Shitty never reciprocated. Then she tells Shitty, I'm in love with you, and she just reciprocated. And then when he's saying that he's going to be losing Eleanor, gonna make the choice to tell her I love you. Now, ultimately speaking, it's also great because you think Shitty, who doesn't have the power or the mental prowess to do decisions, he's gonna go in, right? He's not gonna be sure. But then he see that Eleanor's in danger, and he says, I don't want to lose her. I love her, which is cool, which is really really cool. So there you go. So what happened is they steal this book, and I don't remember what this book is for. I don't remember what the book is for. Give me a sec. This is such a good scene. This is such a good scene. Okay, so what is the Book of Dog? The Good Place. I don't remember what it is, so I'm gonna research it. Oh my god. Of course. So the cool thing is what he says. All four of them go out of the void and they reach. And then Michael said, "There's no chance. Anybody has been to the good place in 400 years." Book of Doug. Oh, that is the Book of Doug. Good place. Place. And that is. Oh, I wrote one G. It takes two. The Book of Dog. The Book of Dog. Okay, we're right definition. Thank God I'm not in a rush, right? The Book of Dog revolved to the pivotal to represent, okay. Blah blah blah. Ah, I understand what it is. I understand. This is great. Okay, so this is the book they wrote.
Check out Dark Side Fill the Lol Cow. Fill in the view.
Yes, we're watching DSP trolls. So yeah, so the Book of Doug is the book that he wrote. Doug was the person that he met who had a system of the point. So you guys remember that Janet and Michael wrote a manifesto? That was the Book of Doug. This is a cool scene where they tell that nobody's going to save us. Nobody has been to the good place in 500 years. And then Janet looks at Michael, knowing what he's going to do. And Michael's like, okay, let's fucking go. And he takes him and he runs away. And he takes the Book of Doug, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. I don't know what the Book of Doug, I'll be honest. So now we got 20 minutes left. Can we do... nice. Can we do the Book of Dog? Okay, so we go to this place, right, which is the considered good place. However, this is not the good place. This is the middle place, and this is kind of cool because you see how everybody is acting so freaking nicely. Everybody is smelling something. They're smelling like Jason is smelling weed, and the victory is super super nice. They go to the good place, right? And Michael is able to say there's an accountant because he owns the Book of Dog, which is kind of cool. Wait a second. The Book of Dog. We have the reaction of there. I don't remember this episode. Anyway, I don't have the time to do it. Don't give up, Ink. Don't give up. You got this. Stop being a pussy and just do stuff. Michael, okay. The recap of the episode doesn't help a lot. I don't remember this a lot.
Situation, but I'm right with you.
No, I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. Shit, I don't remember what happened. We're just gonna stop here. So I failed. I did finish with The Good Place. Season 3, episode 10. I had 14, well, I had 15 episodes left, so forget about it. But, sorry. I'm pissed off, but we'll talk about it more. We'll do a whole video tomorrow. We try our best, right? So I'm gonna go sleep, right? Tomorrow I'll be using another website to watch the show. Oh, okay. I'll see if I can watch it from another website, first of all. Because tomorrow I don't have anything to watch. Tomorrow there's only one thing, which is the Chronicle of Riddick. So I'm possibly going to be watching the whole Riddick thing. So Pitch Black, Chronicle of Riddick, Vulcan. Yeah, it's going to be a lot, but it's going to be fun. So on that note, I love you guys. Take it easy. Somebody didn't finish The Good Place. I'll see if I can do it tomorrow. I cannot promise anything because, again, the way I work is kind of special. You have to watch the scene. Netflix offer this. The website I use, you cannot do it. The website I use, which I'm not going to say because, is you cannot really check out video place. Netflix is perfect for that. Perfect. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. I am pissed off. Damn it.